everybody. Welcome to the Great North Hollywood. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Great NoHo Baking Show, Apocalypse Edition. And this episode is burgers. So we are going to make some really fabulous burgers tonight. And I'm going to show you how you can use some of your leftovers to really plump up the flavor of your burger. Step one, we're going to ground up this chopped bacon, and you're going to put it in your burger. That's going to add a really good smoky flavor to it, and it's also going to add some fat content to it. So we're going to put these in here. If you do not have a food processor, just really finely chop your bacon and put it in the ground beef. We also happen to have some leftover steak, so I'm also going to add that in. That'll add another texture, another quality to the bacon. So that's going to go in. And I don't want this to be mush. I want it to still have some texture to it, so I'm going to pulse it and see what happens. Still a couple big pieces of steak, so I'm going to do a few more pulses, and then I'm going to combine it with my ground beef. Okay, that looks good. You can see there's no big pieces of the steak left anymore, which is really important. If you happen to have the ground beef attachment to your stand mixer, you could also just feed these pieces through that, and that would also be very sufficient. As you can see, one of our dogs thinks that this is possibly the best episode ever because bacon is involved. All right. So, put this in here. Finely ground. Okay. And that just gives it a really nice smoky flavor. Alright. So now we also want to add some other qualities to our burger. So we're going to start with some dehydrated chopped onions. And so this is about a tablespoon, a little small handful. Put that in there. Garlic powder, absolute necessity. A couple shakes. A couple cracks of salt. You don't need too much because we have the bacon in there. Since it's cured, it is already going to be salty. A couple cracks of pepper. And when I separate mine off, I'm actually going to add truffle zest because I want to make myself a truffle burger this evening. All right, and so next we have to add our fabulous ground beef. Okay, and now we're going to add our ground beef. I have an 85-15 blend. Again, because we're making burgers, we do want a little more fat in there. Okay, and then get this guy out. So burgers, you want to use your hands to put everything together. Okay. So, take this off. This is organic ground beef. If you can, same rule for ground beef as for steak, try to let it come up to room temperature. It stops the beef from being shocked. But since you are working with your hands with this guy, it tends to warm up if you work with your hands. Okay, so now, let's see, we're going to combine this so that the steak and bacon mixture gets evenly distributed throughout the ground beef, and the same thing for all those lovely spices we just put in there. Right? So we just want everything to be evenly distributed. We don't want to manhandle the meat. Doesn't sound right, but My husband's currently laughing at me for making my own joke in my head. Okay, the other reason you want it to come up to room temperature is because it's really freaking cold and my hands are starting to get chilly. All right, so now you can see the ground beef and the bacon and steak mixture are combined thoroughly. And so now I'm going to split the mixture in half for me, half for my husband. And I'm going to add the truffle seasoning to mine. We're gonna take a quick break because I've got to wash my hands before I handle the truffle zest. All right, so I'm going to add the truffle zest. This is very potent, so you barely have to add any. So make sure you enjoy truffle before you start putting that on. So I added maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay, and so now again, I'm gonna combine this in. I'm also going to sprinkle it a little bit within the cheese that I'm gonna melt on mine because I'm going to make myself a cheeseburger. Okay, again, combine it till it is thoroughly combined. There we go. And now I'm going to divide the meat into 4 so we can have 4 burgers. I used 1 pound of ground beef, and so that's going to be a little over 1/4 pound each since we added in the bacon and the steak as well. Okay. So take these guys. You want them to be roughly about the same size so that they cook evenly. Okay. So, always want your handle out of your way, and I want to have a warm pan to put these guys into. All right. So now, I know my husband really likes a thick burger, so I'm going to make sure I do that. And the other key is to make the center a little bit thinner than your outside. I'm gonna also put his burgers on first because he prefers his closer to medium, and I like mine closer to medium rare. Okay, and I also have to be mindful which ones are mine and which ones are his because he does not enjoy truffle the way I do. And do not flip until you have a nice crust on that burger. All right, so the last one just went in, and we're gonna wait till that really nice, gorgeous crust forms, and then we'll flip them over, and I'm gonna grate some cheese on mine because I want a cheeseburger. Babe, cheese on yours? Okay, so it's a no for him. And then we're gonna have some really nice, juicy burgers for this evening. All right, catch you in a few minutes. Beautiful crust. Alright. The flip has begun. Now we're just waiting for them to cook up on the other side. Okay, alright. I put a lid on just so the cheese would melt evenly. Cheese is melted. And as you can see, I press on it. Juices are running clear. We have got burgers, people. Woo! All right, my husband, cheese for me, and I'm gonna take all this beautiful fried cheese that happened to slide off of mine. Move that on over. All right. All right. So, take a peek. Yummy burgers. Oh, babe, how do they smell?
They smell amazing.
All right, you guys, join us tomorrow. And tomorrow, actually, I am going to be, by request, a couple of my friends messaged me and said, could you make a couple cooking basics? So I'm going to make a few different sauces that are kind of the base sauces that you can make and then add different flavors to enhance your cooking. So tomorrow, I think, is going to be a bechamel sauce. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Bon appetit, and we'll see you soon. Take care.